Hi, welcome to the Aperitif Guy. My name's Paul. I maintain a regular blog about eating, drinking, the pleasures of the table, matching food and wines, and whatever else people might do while they're sitting together having company. I'm a great believer in serving an aperitif drink and some nibbles to your friends when they arrive. It's a great way of welcoming them into your home, getting the evening started. And I don't like to just say to people, oh well, what would you like to drink? Because people don't necessarily know what you've got in. So it's far better, instead of saying, what would you like to drink, to say, would you like a glass of sherry? Would you like a cocktail? And have something in mind that you've decided on that will work within the context of the dinner you're making. Now sometimes people say to me, yeah, but all of that preparing canapes and cocktails takes too long. I haven't got time to do that. So I'd like to show you something now of just how to do it really quickly, really simply, and it'll set you up to get yourself ready for your guests to arrive. We're in the kitchen today, and all the goods I've got in my shopping bag here I've bought this morning at the local supermarket. Any of these ingredients you would get from the high-end supermarkets through to the discount supermarkets. I know you can get them, I've checked. And so, let's make a start. If you've got a stopwatch at home, try setting it and see how long this takes me. First thing I'm going to do, bottle of dry sherry in the fridge. Dry sherry is a wonderful aperitif. It really stimulates your appetite, and actually each sip of it cleanses your palate for tasting the next layer of food. So it's a great way of starting. Put it in the fridge, that's done with. It's ready for my guests to arrive. Next, what shall I do? I've got some chorizo sausage here. Open it up and just cut a few slices of that. I'm going to cut it on the diagonal because it makes for a more interesting shape for your guests to pick at. Each one, there you go, just a mouthful for the greedier members of the company, 2 mouthfuls for those people who are maintaining dignity and sophistication or a diet. I'm going to cut up about half of this sausage. Again, with aperitif food, you don't want to ruin somebody's appetite. So you don't give them lots, but what you do give them should be very flavoursome. That can go back in the fridge. Use the rest of that on another occasion. And I think I'm going to go for a rustic looking service today. So I'll get a wooden chopping board, lay that out. Doesn't need to be a beautiful picture on a plate. Just some generous looking, delicious aperitif food. I'm going to wipe down that surface just to keep it clean. Sorry for disappearing. The kitchen rolls at the other side of the kitchen. I'll give that a wipe. Turn the board over. Because the next thing I'm going to use is some Manchego cheese and membrillo. Membrillo is a quince paste. Very typical combination in Spanish cookery. Open them up. Manchego is a very popular cheese now. You're not going to need to go to a specialist cheesemonger for it. You'll get it in the supermarkets. I got this in my local supermarket. And although this particular piece of membrillo was a Christmas present from somebody who makes it at home. You can buy it in the supermarkets. So I've just taken the waxed rinds off it. I'm going to leave the textured rind on the back, just so that people can see it's genuine Manchego. Cut it into fairly generous slices. They're just over 5mm across those, just more than half a centimetre. You don't need to get the ruler out. And that last one's a bit too thick, so I'll keep that one for the chef to have later. And what I'm going to do with these, lay them out in wedges with a piece of membrillo on each one. I can see my editor getting anxious that I'm stepping out of shot occasionally. That's what the quince paste looks like. Tastes of quince. If you've never tasted quince, it's delicious. Tastes almost honeyed. It's a variety of pear. They're very, very hard at first until you cook them. And the flesh goes bright red when you cook it. So, I've got a few slices of that, and then I'm going to cut each slice into a strip to sit on top of a wedge of cheese. There we are. Perhaps go a bit finer than that. And that way, as you'll get, oops, that one's broken, but doesn't matter. There we go. Not doing very well here, am I? On the board. Cheese and membrillo. I'm just going to trim that edge there, make it look a bit nicer. And I'll have the other pieces facing the other way. Oh, that's better. My fingers are getting very sticky now. And one last piece. We can use the trimmings for this one, if they'll stay still. There we go. I just need to rewrap that. It's parchment. Save the rest for another occasion. I'm just going to wash my knife. And we're back in the room. So, keeping our rustic presentation, I have some terracotta bowls. I can't open that. There we go. Should have tried opening it before we started filming, shouldn't I? Salted almonds. and a jar of olives. All I need to do with these is just lift them out. I'll not serve that one. And I have a few cocktail sticks there for people to handle those more comfortably. We can probably put a couple on that plate as well. Finally, some Spanish omelette. This is easy. Open it up, turn it out, and slice it up. I'm going to cut this into 12 because your guests don't need large pieces of egg before dinner. You could go even smaller than 12, couldn't you? There we are. One last board. Put those on, I think, in little clusters. We could probably put a little sprig of parsley on that just before my guests arrive. So, there we are, finished. A nice selection of aperitif foods, a bottle of sherry chilling in the fridge, and while that's chilling, I can go and get myself ready for my guests to arrive when they do. I've got 3/4 of an hour of chat and conversation with my guests before I need to start making the starter. So it's all about timing and relaxation for me as well. I'd love to have your company again. Perhaps next time we might look at some dishes, some food and wine matching, maybe even some wine tasting. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you for joining me.